The power of what if, unlocking creativity in art. And performance. What if your business could break free from routine, unlock hidden innovation, and tap into a wellspring of untapped potential? In the power of what if, unlocking creativity in art. And performance, you'll discover how the same simple question that transforms rehearsed performances can revolutionize the way you approach your business challenges. Whether you're grappling with stagnant ideas, facing fierce competition, or striving to foster a culture of creativity and resilience within your team, this book offers practical, proven methods to reimagine your strategy and supercharge growth. With real-world anecdotes and actionable exercises designed for entrepreneurs, managers, and creative leaders alike, you'll learn to dismantle old habits, inspire bold innovation, and turn every setback into an opportunity for breakthrough success. Unlock the secret to reinventing your organization from within. Ask yourself, what if? And set your business on a new path toward lasting competitive advantage. Take the leap today and start transforming your vision into reality. Introduction. A faint whisper of possibility once startled me during a rehearsal on a chilly autumn night. I remember the stage dimly lit by a single overhead lamp, where an actor paused mid-scene, eyes fixed somewhere beyond the script. In that suspended moment, he asked himself a simple question: what if? That question, as brief as it seemed, unfolded layers of emotion and led to a performance that felt honest and unforgettable. Such moments are the quiet heartbeat of art. Moments when routine is interrupted by the sudden thrill of possibility. This book is born from that same spark. At its core lies a singular idea. The question, what if, has the power to transform acting and music into living expressions of creativity. Whether you are preparing for a role or crafting a melody, asking, what if, is a call to see beyond the rehearsed lines and familiar notes. It is an invitation to unlock hidden potential within yourself, to discover depths of emotion that might otherwise remain unexplored. Think back to a time when you first fell in love with art. Perhaps it was an actor discovering the truth behind a character's vulnerability, or a musician feeling for the first time the delicate dance between sound and silence. There is a spark in those initial moments, a spark that gradually fades as routine steps in. The method presented in these pages is a gentle reminder of that early flame. It challenges you to reclaim that initial wonder, to allow your creative spirit the freedom to pause and question, even when the script feels set or the notes seem all too familiar. One might wonder how a simple question can alter something so deeply practiced. The answer lies in the unique interplay between discipline and spontaneity. Imagine a concert hall where every note has been meticulously rehearsed, each one a product of endless practice sessions. Now, picture that same musician pausing just before a favored melody, allowing a quiet thought to take hold. That fleeting pause can transform a routine performance into an intimate conversations between the musician and the audience, a conversation filled with the freshness of possibility. The same holds true on stage. Every well-practiced line, when questioned with honest curiosity, finds room to breathe a little more deeply and speak a little more truly. This exploration is not about discarding the methods that have brought you this far. Your training, your practiced gestures, and your finely tuned instruments form the backbone of your craft. Yet there is a vast, untapped reservoir of creativity that can be awakened with a single, sincere question. The idea is simple. By asking, what if you open a space where rehearsed skill meets the raw energy of your inner self? In that space, you might discover that the familiar can be reshaped into something both personal and unexpected. Do visit emotionalpreparation.com. I have seen this in countless moments. There was a time during a community theater production when an actor, facing a scene performed night after night, decided to pause and reassess. Quietly, he wondered aloud if his character might carry a hint more grief, or perhaps a touch more defiance. The result was a performance that broke through the routine, a performance so genuine and layered that even those who had seen it before felt they were witnessing something new. Similarly, a musician once shared how a small change in tempo, prompted by an offhand question, transformed an ordinary tune into one that stirred memories of both joy and melancholy. These instances are not isolated. They are proof of the extraordinary impact that a simple inquiry can have. The potential of what if is not confined solely to the realm of performance. Its reach extends to the way you view your art and ultimately how you view yourself. Each time you pose that question, you invite yourself to rediscover what first drew you to your craft. That initial spark, the raw emotion that completely absorbed you, can be smoothed over by time and repeated practice, but it never truly dies. Maintaining your connection with that spark is essential, for it is the essence that makes each expression of art unique. With every thoughtful pause and reflective moment, you reaffirm that art is not just a series of practiced beats or memorized lines, but an evolving expression of your inner life. This text will guide you through a journey of rediscovery. You will find that the question, what if, serves as a gentle yet potent tool not only for unlocking creativity in acting and music, but also for fostering a deeper connection with your own emotions. The pages ahead contain stories, reflections, and practical insights that illustrate how a small act of self-inquiry can lead to profound changes in both your technique and your connection with your audience. The approach is both accessible and intimate, a conversation that invites you to look inside yourself and bring forth the emotional core that makes your work truly yours. Perhaps you have felt episodes of stagnation in your practice. There may have been rehearsals where every movement and every note flowed mechanically, a reliable display of your skill, yet lacking that spark of innovation. I invite you to consider these moments not as failures, but as opportunities. Each time you sense the routine creeping in, pause and ask, what if? That brief interruption holds the promise of reopening a dialogue that can transform a performance from a display of technical ability into an expressive, living experience. It is in these brave moments of curiosity that the magic of performance is found, moments when the stage or the sound booth becomes a place of transformation rather than simply a space for repetition. If you are new to this approach, you might wonder whether such a small question can carry the weight to change something that feels so constructed, so well established. The answer is found in the subtle impact of cumulative moments. Each small question contributes to a growing habit of looking for the extraordinary in every day. Every performance, like a gentle current gradually eroding the rigidity of the stone. These accumulated moments in your practice transform both your perception of your craft and the very nature of your artistic expression. The value of this method is evident in the way it connects with audiences, too. When your performance carries that element of genuine surprise, a slight deviation driven by the inner questioning, it brings to life something unpredictable and deeply human. Those who watch or listen are not merely witnessing a familiar routine. They are drawn into a shared experience that speaks of vulnerability, passion, and the ever-shifting landscape of emotion. This connection, born from the interplay of self-inquiry and practice skill, is what makes art not only memorable, but profoundly moving. As you read further, allow yourself the possibility of gradual change. There is no need to force dramatic transformations. Rather, the aim is to insert moments of reflection into your work. This is a call to trust the quiet power of that single question. It serves as a gentle reminder that every performance is an opportunity to reconnect with the heartbeat of your creative soul, a reminder that the beauty in art often lies in these subtle, almost imperceptible shifts of perspective. In a world where technique is polished to perfection and routines become second nature, the simple power of what if stands as a timeless invitation to seek something more. It is a tribute to the ever-present possibilities that lie just beneath the surface of our most rehearsed performances. It challenges you to see your art anew each day, reclaiming the raw emotion and spontaneity that can sometimes be overshadowed by familiarity. Readers who arrive at these pages are invited to consider this perspective in every creative video attempt. Whether you are an actor, a musician, or someone who appreciates the art of performance, you will discover that the journey offered here is as much about personal transformation as it is about artistic expression. This is a gentle call to kindle the flame of curiosity, one that brings a fresh perspective to each note played and every line delivered. Now is the time to take a quiet moment before your next performance, to let that inner voice ask its question. What if your next act could hold surprises, not just for your audience, but for you too? Let that thought linger, urging you to reconnect with the heart of your craft. Through these pages, may you find inspiration and guidance, helping you see that every performance is an evolving story, a narrative enriched by the courage to wonder and the honesty to truly feel. Welcome to a perspective where the familiar transforms into an open invitation for exploration, and where every careful question holds the promise of discovering art in its most heartfelt form. Welcome to a space where your creative spirit is given the freedom to soar anew, finding beauty in every pause, every variation, and every tender moment of self-discovery. Chapter 1. Introduction to What-If Techniques. There comes a moment, perhaps in the quiet after a rehearsal, or during a pause between songs, when a single thought emerges like a whisper in a crowded room, a simple question that shakes the pranging routine of performance. The question is simple, almost unassuming. What if? Picture an actor on stage, eyes alight with the promise of a possibility not yet realized, or a musician stepping into a spotlight with a melody that feels as fresh as morning dew. With just 2 words, the boundaries of what you know and have performed before begin to blur. The creative spark is lit when you allow yourself to muse over a possibility that could change your representation, your performance, and your art. This technique is not built solely on the magic of spontaneity, though spontaneity plays its part, it is also grounded in a deep understanding of oneself as an artist, a commitment to exploring the hidden corners of our emotional lives. When you ask yourself a question of possibility, it is more than a mere query. It becomes a gentle invitation to enter a new space. Imagine sitting quietly with an empty page, or a silent stage where the only rule is to consider what could be. This is the method that will guide your journey throughout this book. There is a memory that is often returned to me. I recall a moment during a local performance when everything seemed routine, a scene long rehearsed, a melody played to perfection. Yet, something resounded within me, urging me to veer off the expected path. I paused, extended a hand as if reaching into a mystery, and whispered to myself, "What if?" Almost immediately, a fresh insight surged forward, drawing me away from the scripted emotion into a realm where the invisible transformed into the palpable. In that moment, the routine spark ignited into a flame of creativity that warmed the entire performance. This simple act of questioning stirred emotions deep within, creating connections that were both personal and profound. The power of asking this question lies in its ability to reawaken the feelings that many of us set aside in our daily routines. As we progress, the technique will reveal its true strength and its simplicity, and its potential to reshape the way you approach both acting and music. Every artist, regardless of their background or experience, carries within them a reservoir of latent emotion and creative force. Yet, the challenge remains: how does one translate that inner energy into a performance that feels both genuine and inspiring? The answer, I believe, lies within our ability to invite the unexpected with a single, unpretentious inquiry. Close your eyes for a moment and think of a favorite performance. Perhaps it was a scene where an actor's eyes told a story without uttering a word, or a song that stirred emotions you hadn't realized resided within you. Chances are there was an undercurrent of possibility, a hint that behind the visible narrative was a universe of potential emotion waiting to be explored. This is where a carefully crafted what if comes in, a tiny spark that transforms a running performance into an experience that touches the soul. While the technique may seem almost playful, its impact is far from trivial. Consider the countless hours spent preparing, practicing, and perfecting every gesture, every note, every word. Artists have a long history of seeking authenticity amid the rigorous routines of their crafts. This method, then, provides one with a way to break those patterns and invite the unexpected into performances. It is not a magic trick or a fleeting coincidence. It is a quiet revolution in how one maintains and renews the connection to their craft. By daring to ask questions that disturb the calm, you are opening a door to a realm where creativity flows unhindered. One might wonder if this approach is a simple whim or a core component of the artistic process. The answer is multifaceted. On one level, it can be seen as a catalyst for fresh ideas, those moments when creativity cuts through the clutter of everyday routines. On another level, it is a way to recapture the raw energy and passion one felt the first time they discovered their love for acting or music. That early spark, once vibrant and full of promise, can sometimes wane under the pressures of performance and repetition. The act of questioning what if serves as a reminder of that original excitement, a call to revisit the wellspring of genuine emotion that lies within. Imagine a tool that has the power to transform routine movements, predictable gestures, or rehearsed notes into moments brimming with unforeseen energy. This tool is simple in concept, but profound in its application. It requires no elaborate settings or expensive training technology. All that is needed is the willingness to ask a question that challenges the familiar and invites the unknown. Throughout this book, you will find that the use of hypothetical scenarios opens doors to a more authentic, emotional expression in both acting and music. It is a reminder that creativity, at its core, is about embracing the unpredictable and celebrating the human heart's hidden depths. Looking back at historic moments in art, you can see examples of these ideas at work. Imagine the actors of early theater who treated each performance not as a mere recitation of lines, but as a moment filled with personal discovery and the thrill of possibility. Similarly, the greatest musicians have always sought to infuse their work with a sense of mystery and openness. They recognize that every note, every pause between chords, and every glance at the audience is a chance to ask themselves something new about what they wish to convey. It is in those moments of inquiry that performances become memorable, not solely for their technical precision, but for the life they inject into the art. The first steps in this journey remind us that sometimes the smallest questions can lead to the richest answers. Picture the curious mind of a young artist, wondering about the potential behind every line of dialogue or every musical phrase. That natural curiosity is the foundation of the method we will explore. No matter how polished your craft has become, there remains within you a space for discovery, a quiet area where imagination meets practice. This method is an invitation to that inner sanctum, a call to awaken the creativity that lies dormant until stirred by a simple yet potent question.